Hello, welcome to our CDC today. My name is David, and in today's special video, we want to take the likely mathematics questions that you will face in your common entrance exam for this year. So if you are a older person watching this video, you want to share it to your younger ones, okay, the ones in the primary school category or basic education category, or get them to use your device to watch and master these questions because these questions will always repeat in common entrance examination. Now let's take some of them. We'll start with this question from 2021. It says find the product of 15 and 3. Product means multiplication. What's the result of 15 and 3? So simply means multiply 15 by 3. So 15 times 3 will give you what? 45. So the question already had the answer in it. Product means multiply. 15 and 3 are the factors. 15 times 3 will give you 45. Question 2 from the year 2018. What is the value of 1,000 or 1,000 minus 275? So you have your 1,000 minus 275. Always remember to put the larger number on top, okay, the smaller number beneath it. And then borrow 1, you have 5. Borrow 1 here, you have 2. And then here you have 9, so you have 7 to 5. So your correct option there is option A. And then question 3 from 2023. How many sides does a hexagon have? Now, hexagon means 7 or x. H-E-X, that's this. H-E-X means 7. Alright? If it was pentagon, it would mean 5. If it was triangle, it means 3 angles. Okay, so hexagon here means 7, so hexagon definitely has 7 sides. So if you have to draw a shape that has 7 sides, it will look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, yeah, so it will look like this. They have 7 angles, 7 sides, so that's option C. And then question 4, round 4,672 to the nearest 100. Now, this is how you write 4,672. If you want to do round or place value, okay, you have to put each of the numbers into their place values. You want to round a number, you have to put it into their place values. So the last number is usually the unit, and then followed by tens, and then 100, then you have 1,000. Now the question says round to the nearest 100, meaning that we are rounding to this particular number, right? So we are going to round the number on the tens level to the 100. Now you know the rule already. If the number that is on tens, that is in the place of 10 or in the 10th place, if that number is between 0 to 4, we are going to round it to 0 and add it to the number that is on the 100 or that is sitting in the 100th place. And if it is between 5 to 9, we are going to round it to 1 and add it to that number. So in this case, the number is between 5 to 9. We are going to round it to 1 and add it to 6. So it becomes what? 4, 7. Alright? Every other number behind it is 0. So we've rounded 672 to 700. We rounded it up, right? So the correct option will be option C, 4,700. And then question 5. Which of the following numbers is a prime number? First of all, what's a prime number? The prime number is a number that can only be divided by itself and 1, right? So meaning it's not divisible by any number. So which of these numbers is a prime number? You have 9. It's not a prime number because it can be divided by 3, right? And itself and 1. Then you have 21, not a prime number. It can be divided by 3 and 7, right? But you have 17. 15 also can be divided by 3 and 5. But 17 would not be divided by any other number except itself and 1. So 17 is a prime number. Then question 6 now. from 2020. What is the sum of the angles in a triangle? So let's say this is a triangle. Okay, what's the sum of the angles in a triangle? The sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. Just keep that at the back of your mind. It's a rule. Sums of angles in a triangle is usually 180 degrees. What about in a circle? Do you know the sum of angles in a circle? If you do, you can state in the comment section. Okay, question 7 now. What is 3 cubed 27? 3 cubed 27. 3 roots 27. So 3 roots 27 simply means that what number would you multiply by 3 times that will give you 27? This 3 is usually small when you see it in your question paper. It's usually small, something like this. So it just simply means that what number will you multiply by 3 times that will give you 27? So you have to reason it. There's a calculation for it, but not really necessary. So you just have to reason it. Okay, you say 2 times 2 times 2. That gives you 8. Not good enough. And you try 3. 3 times 3 times 3, and that will give you 27. So 3 is the correct option there. And then question number 8. Which of these is an even number? Which of these is an even number? What is an even number? An even number is a number that can be divided by 2 with no remainder or decimals, right? So it can be divided by 2. Can 19 be divided by 2? No. What about 27? No. What about 16? Yes. 16 can be divided by 2 to give us 8, no remainder. What about 33? Yes, it will, but there will be 1 remainder. So it's a bad option. So the correct option is C. Then next question. Question 9. What is 10% of 250? 10% of 250. So 10% of 250. Now, whenever you see of in mathematics, it simply means multiplication. So that means 10 over 100 times 250. And that will give you what? 2,500 over 100. Right? Then 0 will cancel 0, 0 will cancel 0. So 25 over 1 is also the same thing as what? 25. That's option B. And then question 10. It says multiply 0.5 times 20. So how do we do it? First, remove the decimal point, okay? So that you don't get yourself confused. So 0, 5, 20. Right. So 0 times 5, 0, 0 times 0, 0, 2 times 5, 10, 0, you carry your 1 here, 2 times 0, 0, then plus your 1, 1. So then you bring your point back. You know your point was here. You trace it down. So your answer is what? 10. Right. So that's B. Alright. So if you've enjoyed this math class to this point, it shows that what you're learning is beneficial, has value to you. So to show to Google and to show to YouTube that the content is good, the video is good, and that you are enjoying it, you need to hit the like button. It suggests that the video is good enough to be pushed to a larger audience. And then if you want to practice several other many questions as this, you can always go to our apps, which you can find on Google Store and Apple iOS Store. You can find the links, download them in the description of this video. So download them and begin to practice hundreds of questions as you prepare for your oncoming exams. Now let's continue. Question 11. What is the place value of 9 in 9,812? You see, like I did before, I put this number into place value. So in this same case also, you have units, you have tens, you have hundreds, and then you have thousand. So what's the place value of 9? See, by my arrangement, I already know. So you have 9,000. So it's in the thousands, which is option C. Question 12 now. It says, what is the mean of 5, 10, 20? What is the mean of 5, 10, 15, and 20. What is the mean? This is a very simple one. So to get the mean, all you need to do is add up all the numbers and then you divide it by the total number, of the numbers there. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20. And how many numbers are these? 5, comma, so 5 is 1. 10, comma, that's the second number. 15 is the third and 20 is the fourth number. So what we want to do is what? 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 20 divided by how many numbers? 4 numbers. So that's 5 plus 10, 15 plus 15, 30 plus 20, 50. 50 divided by 4 will give us what? You have 12.5, right? So that's option C. And then question 13. Find the missing number. 3 plus dash equals to 9. What's the missing number? So 3 plus dash equals to 9. Let's call the number, the missing number. Let me call the missing number x. Missing number is x. So we can say x is equals to 9. By the time we carry 3 to this other side, it gains a negative charge. So 9 minus 3, x equals to 6. So if you want to be sure that x is indeed 6, you just need to put 6 here. So 3 plus 6, does it give you 9 or not? It does. And 6 is correct. B is the correct option. Question 14. 3 over 5 of 30 is what? 3 over 5 of 30 is what? Do you recall that in question 2, I told you that of simply means multiplication, right? So 3 over 5 of means multiplication. So that would be times 30 equals to what? So over 1. So 3 times 30, 90. 5 times 1, 5. 90 divided by 5 will give us what? That should be 9 is 5. You have 1 remainder 4. 5 is 40. You have 8. So that will be 18. And that's option A. Question 15 now. What is the next number in the pattern? 5, 10, 20, 40. What's the next number in the pattern? If you have to guess, based on this series, what will the next number be? So we can deduce. It's safe to say that this number is a multiple of itself. So 5 plus 5, 10, 10 plus 10, 20, 20 plus 20, 40, 40 plus 40 should be 80. So we can deduce that the next number will be 80, which is option C. Question 16 now. The sum of the angles in a square is dash. Alright, so to know what the sum of the angle is, let's draw the shape of a square. So this is the shape of a square. Alright, in a square, all sides are equal. It's not like in a rectangle where opposite sides are equal. So in a square, all sides are equal, meaning that this side is equals to this side, equals to this side, equals to this side. Now, this shape is the shape of what? A right angle, and this is 90 degrees. So if this is 90 degrees, what would this be? 90 degrees. What would this be? 90 degrees, and this is also 90 degrees. By the time you had all those 90 degrees together, 490 degrees, or you say 90 degrees times 4, you would have 360 degrees. So D would be the right answer. And then question 17. A clock shows 3:15. What is the angle between the hands? Interesting. So let's draw a clock, right? In order to see what the angles should look like. So let's say this is a clock, like the one you have in your house or your apartment. So you have your 12 here, 9 and 6, no, 9, 3 and 6. Now the clock is showing 3:15, 15 minutes after 3. So you have your dot here. So the short hand or the hour hand is pointing to 3, right? And then 15 minutes is the minute hand. It's also pointing towards to 3, right? So both hands are pointing exactly in the same location. They are pointing exactly to 3, right? Not a minute late. So 3:15. So what's the angle We can't see any angle there between the hour hand and the minute hand. So definitely this is 0, 0. So the correct answer there will be 0. Right. Now I have an assignment for you. What if it is 3 o'clock, meaning that the hour hand is pointing to 12, while the hour hand is pointing to 3, while the minute hand is pointing to 12. What angle will this be? So let me know in the comment section. Then question number 18. The fraction 4/8 in simplest form is what? Meaning that by the time you divide it to the least fraction, what will it be? Okay, let's try that. So you have 4/8. So what number will go in the numerator and go in the denominator at the same time? Other than 1, that will be 2, right? So 2 in 4, you have it 2 times. 2 in 8, you have it 4 times. I think 2 will still go, yeah? So 2 in 2, you have it 1 time. 2 in 4, you have it 2 times. What else can go? Nothing else except 1, which is irrelevant. So the simplest fraction will be 1/2. Then question 19. You have 2 hours 30 minutes is equal to how many minutes? Definitely in primary 1, I think from nursery 2 started singing 60 seconds make 1 minute, or maybe primary 1. 60 minutes make 1 hour. You see, so let's stop there. So 60 minutes will make 1 hour. So you can also say 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. So if 1 hour is 60 minutes, 2 hours will be what? That's 60 plus 60, right? 60 plus 60 minutes. Now you now have 30 minutes. So 30 minutes will be what? Okay, 30 minutes is 30 minutes, right? So we have 2 hours, which is 60 plus 60, which is 120 minutes. By the time we add it to 30 minutes, 2 hours 30 minutes will become what? 150 minutes, which is option B. Good. And then question 20. What is the perimeter of a triangle with sides 4 cm, 5 cm, and 6 cm? Here is our triangle, right? What is the perimeter? Now, the formula for calculating perimeter is length plus breadth plus width. Or some people like to say length plus width plus height. So whichever way you like to put it. So length plus width plus height. Some say length plus breadth plus width. Some call width breadth. However you say is what is okay. So length plus width plus height. So let's say the length here is 4 cm, the width there, or the breadth, is 5 cm, and the height is what? 6 cm. So you sum up everything. 4 plus 9 plus 6, you have 15 centimeter. Remember that when we are summing up, centimeter plus centimeter does not become centimeter square. It's only in case of multiplication that centimeter times centimeter becomes centimeter square. So never forget that. Moving on to the next question. Now, if you have come with us this far and you are yet to be subscribed to the channel, well, I'm not sure why. So what you need to do now, so that you don't miss out on the next few classes. Also, you might want to check the other classes we've made covering quantitative, general questions, English. It's all loaded in this channel. Once you smash the subscribe button, you can go into the channel and load yourself with those contents as you prepare for your oncoming exam. Now we continue to question 21. Convert 0.75 to a fraction. 0.75. Convert this to a fraction. Now what is this called? This is in a decimal place. To convert this to a fraction, you need to put it, bring 100. You need to introduce 100 to it. So, excuse me. So introduce 100 to it, becomes 75 over 100. Because 0.75 is the same thing as 75 over 100. So now converted my decimal to fraction. Yeah? Now, next thing I need to do is divide it to the lowest 10 because I don't see 75 over 100 here, meaning that I need to bring it down to the lowest. So let's start with what's the biggest number that can go in 75 and 25. You can use 5, you can use 25. I'll use 25 to not waste my time. So 25 in 75, I'll have 3. And then 25 in 100, I'll have 4. So my answer is 3 or 4, option A. 22 now. How many hours are in 3 days? So we saw something like this earlier in the case of minutes. So in this case, how many hours are in 3 days? Now let's go back to our rhyme from early primary school. It says 60 seconds make 1 minute, 60 minutes make 1 hour, 24 hours make 1 day. Okay, so 24 hours equals to 1 day. Alright, so if 24 hours is 1 day, how many hours will be 3 days? So simple. You can say 24 times 3, or you can say 24 plus 24 plus 24. So, and then when you sum up everything together, in either case, you have 72 hours. Right? Right. If you have any doubts or you need explanation to any of these questions we are taking, do not be shy. Express yourself in the comment section and I'll be happy to take the questions. Question 23. What is 10 raised to power 2? 10 raised to power 2. So this simply means 10 times 10. If it had been 10 raised to power 3, it will mean 10 in 3 places. 10 times 10 times 10. But in this case, it's 10 times 10. And what is 10 times 10? 10 times 1, 10. 10 times 2, 20. Until you get to what? 100. That was about the simplest multiplication table when I was in primary school. Even people who didn't know 9 times, 8 times, it got to 10 times, everybody knew it. So because it was so simple, so easy to understand. So that's option C. And then we are in question 24. Find the missing number. 100 divided by what equals to 25. Okay, we already did something like this before. I said you can make this missing number to be x. So which will just be x equals to 100 over 25. So and that will be what? 4. Right? Right. And then question 25. If 5 books cost 1,000 naira, what is the cost for 1 book? Okay, 1,000 naira is the cost for 5 books. So we want to know the cost for 1 book. It's simply dividing the total amount of money by the number of books. So 1,000 naira divided by 5 books, you have 200. Yes, by the time you divide it. So 1 book would cost 200. 2 books would cost what? 400. 3 books, 600. 4 books, 800. And 5 books, 1,000 naira. So option C is the correct option. Then 26 now. Which shape has 3 sides? We've talked about it quite a number of times already. That's a triangle. Triangle has 3 sides. Yes. And then 27. Write 1 over 8 as a decimal. 1 over 8 as a decimal. So if you are writing 1 over 8 as a decimal, what you need to do that is use the denominator. Remember, the lower number is the denominator. Use it to divide the numerator. But in this case, 8 is bigger than 1. So what do? We have to add 0. Once we add 0, at one separate section of your book, place the decimal point there. So you don't forget that we added 0. So we add 0 to this. Then we put our point here. So 8 in 10. You have 1, right? Remainder what? 2. So we had another 0. So we have 1, remainder 2. 1, remainder 2. I hope it's legible enough. Remainder 2. So we had another 0. to this. So 8 in 20 now, you have 2. Remember what? 8 times 2 is 16. Remember 4. So I'll cancel it. I'll put my 4 again now. So I had another 0. So 8 in 40, you have 5. So, and then there is no remainder. You don't need to add a 0. So we come and put this 1 to 5 behind our point. 1 to 5. But we cannot have anything like points 1 to 5. There's got to be 0 in front of it. So our answer will be what? 0.125. So that's option B. The next question. What is the largest 2-digit numbers? 2 digits, just 1, 2. So which of these is the largest 2-digit number? Definitely 99. Once you get to 100, you are now in 3 digits. You are now in the 100 place value. So 3 digits. So 99 is the largest, highest 2-digit number. And then 29. Question 29. Which number is not divisible by 3? What does divisible mean? Cannot be divided by. That's what it simply means. So which of these numbers cannot be divided by 3? You have 12. 12 can be divided by 3. In fact, you divide it by 3 into 4 times. You have 18. 18 can be divided by 3. Of course, yes. Into 6 times. You have 20. 20 would not be divided by 3. It will remain 1. No, actually, it will remain 2. So then you have 21. 21 will definitely be divided by 3 7 times. So 20 is the wrong or the odd option. Question 30. What is 2 raised to power 4? We've seen something like this earlier. So 2 raised to power 4 just simply means 2 in 4 places. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So and you know this here, you are a big boy or big girl. So 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16. And that's option C. And then question 31. What is 1 over 3 of 90? Okay, I told you before that of means multiplied by. So 1 over 3 multiplied by 90. That's simply what this statement means. 1 over 3 multiplied by 90. And that will give you what? 90 divided by 3. 3 in 9. How many 3 can you see in 9? You can do that on your fingers. That will give you what? 30. And the correct option is 30. Now, once again, I'm sure you've been enjoying this up until this moment. If you are an older person watching this video, the best thing you can do right now is to assist your younger ones, especially those in basic school, with these videos and content as this. You can even just send them the channel link and let them sleep and dwell in it, because with all these videos, they will be well equipped to do well in their oncoming exam. Remember, you no longer need the examination malpractice, especially for a very young and starting level as the common entrance exam. So all you just need to do is watch a lot of these videos and practice them with me. And if you have questions, you should use the comment section where we can interact and explain to ourselves better. Now we move on to 32 as we round up this class. Round 849 to the nearest 10. Alright, I still have my figure here. 4,672. 1,110 units. Previously, we rounded up 100. This time, we are going to round up the 10th category. So I'll put my arrow under my what? 10th. So I'm going to round up 2. Now remember the rule. If it is between 0 to 4, you change it to what? 0. And if it's between 5 to 9, change it to 1. In this case, 2 is between 0 to 4, so I'm going to change it to 0 and add 0 to what? 7. So I add 0 to 7, it makes no difference. It's still 7. So it becomes 6. It becomes, no, in this case now. Now let's go back to this case. So 849 to the nearest 10. So 849 to the nearest 10. Now, this is the number I'm rounding up to this. So 9 is between what? 5 to 9. So I round it to 1. I add it here. It becomes what? 850. Option B. 33. Which is a multiple of 9 That means which uh which is in the multiples of 9. Multiple simply means more than one. In fact, as a matter of fact, 2 upward. So multiple of 9, is it 10? No, 10 is not a multiple of 9. 17? No. 15? No. Only 18 right there is a multiple of 9. In fact, it means 9 plus 9. So that's the correct option, 18. 34. The sum of two odd numbers will give you what? The sum, this can be confusing for a lot of people, but it's true. The sum of two odd numbers will give you an even number. Never forget that. Alright? So what's an odd number? An odd number is a number that will not be divided by 2. Okay, so an example of an odd number will be what? 3. Another example of an odd number will be 5. If you try to divide it by 2, you have a remainder. So, but when you add two odd numbers together, you must get an even number, which is 3 plus 5. You have what? 8. You say, that's interesting. Yes. What about 5 plus 7? You will get what? 12, which can be divided by 2. What about 11 plus 33? You will get 44, which can be divided by 2. So the sum of two odd numbers will give you an even number. 35. 6 raised to the power 2 minus 4 raised to the power 2. So 6 raised to the power 2, like we established already, simply means 6 times 6. Then we put our large minus there. 4 raised to the power 2 will simply mean 4 times 4. So 6 times 6 will be what? 36. We bring our minus back there. 4 times 4 will be what? 16. 36 minus 16 will give us what? 20. That's option C. And then question 36. 1 kilometer is how many meters? 1 kilometer. Now look at the kilo. Anywhere you see kilo, kilometer means what? 1,000, 1,000. So wherever you see kilometer, it just simply means 1,000. If you see kilogram, what does it mean? 1,000 grams. Kiloton, 1,000 tons. Yeah? Kilometer, 1,000 meters. So that's it. Option B. And then 37. Simplify 2 plus 3 times 4. So it's simple, no-brainer stuff. Okay, even primary nursery 2 now can do this. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 20, that's C. Then 38 now. What is 1 over 4 of 100? Okay, we did done something like this before. 1 over 4 times 100. That is what? 100 over 4. Then we divide it. 4 in 4 in 4, 1. 4 in 100, 25. That's B. And then 39. Wow, we are almost done. 39. Find the median of 4, 7, 9, 10, and 12. What's median? Median just means middle number. Yeah? So what's the median of 4, 7, 9, 10, and 12? You can look at it now. 4, 7, 9, 10, and 12. So we take 9. The median will be 9 rather. 4, 7, 9, 10, and 12. Middle number. So let's cancel this one and this one. And let's cancel this one and this one. So which one is left? 9. 9 is the middle number, it's the median. So option A. And then the last question for this class. What is the next odd number after 99? What is the next odd number? Which number would not be divided by 2 after 99? Will it be 100? No, because 100 is an even number. So it will be 101, which will be option B. Yes! So with that, come to the end of this special mathematics common entrance class. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, why don't you let me know in the comment section by just simply typing, I really enjoyed this, as we prepare for the next class. Now, make sure you are subscribed because I will be making a harder version of this one. I know some of these questions, when you saw them, you're like, oh, I know this one is too simple. By the time I make that harder one that would need you to rack your brain, I need you to come back to watch, okay, as you prepare yourself for your oncoming exam. My name is David again. I'll see you in the next class.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 type of different exams, including JAMB, WAEC, Kakao,